Hey, good morning. All right, I'm going to walk you through MindTap and all the other resources for the book. The ISBN I gave you is the loose leaf version, and it does include MindTap with it. So students are able to access this either on a required basis if you use it in class or as a supplement. It's across the board. We have MindTap in all kinds of disciplines. So in some cases, some instructors use it as a required piece, others just a supplemental. So here is our instructor resource center. I will check and make sure that you have an access to this, and I'll load the book up for you so that you should see this on your homepage here. So I've loaded the book. Here's my MindTap portal, and I'll go into that in just a second. Instructor companion site, testing software is right here. So test generator, essentially. There is a link in here to show you how to use this if you need. So for MindTap, I'm just going to say create a course, and I'm going to create a demo course. This is my own account here, so you'd walk through the same thing. I'm going to say Boyer demo. Students get 2 weeks of free access from the start date of the course. So they are able to get into the course for free for 2 weeks, so they have access to the ebook, etc. So I've just entered all that information, and I'm going to say create course. Now the course is created just based upon my start and end dates. It's pre-populated, so there's a ton of content within it, and then instructors will customize the content as they wish. I can even show you, after this, I'll show you the student experience. So students actually would get in using this URL right here, um, or this can be integrated into Canvas, and in that case, they would not need the student instructions. They would see a direct link. I'm just going to click that URL because as soon as I'm done here, I'll just walk you through the student options really quickly. So now if I go back to my instructor resource center, I have my course right here. I can always go to get those instructions right here, or if I need to edit the course. But I'm going to go into my course. It takes a second to load the first time, then it populates pretty quickly. Um, it's going to offer me a tour, which it does to students the first time they log in as well. But I'm going to skip the tour. See, click that off, skip, because I'm about to show you everything that you're going to see here. So let me start off by saying that everything that you see is customizable within the learning path. So all the contents there, you would add start and end dates to things if you did use this in class. You could change point values, descriptions. You can turn things that are practice into graded and vice versa. So again, this is going to be a very brief overview. I can get into more details, or I'm on campus all the time if you want to use this in class. Uh, or I can set up everything on a practice mode for study purposes so students can access it. This is my learning path here. We have a calendar view, and the students see the same thing that instructors see, except for some of the, obviously, you have the ability to edit. They don't see those things, and they don't see a class average. They see their own scores. But students can actually, as you populate start and end dates, they can click into any given week and access the assignments this way, or they have this learning path view here. You and both of you see this at a glance gradebook. I prefer to not have this on my home screen. So if you want to get rid of that too, you would go to course settings. I just think this is an easier, cleaner way to look at my learning path. So I get rid of it altogether because on the right side of the page down at the bottom, we have the progress app down here where you can pull reports of all different kinds, different analytics. Again, this is all integratable into Canvas, either at a course level, or you can integrate individual assignments and have grade return within the Canvas gradebook. I have a getting started video so students can watch that. You can actually go into any of these things right now and take any of the activities. It looks like we have 3 modules, history skills, writing activities, and auto-graded primary source activities. So I can click into here. These are all going to be in practice mode, and the point value just means that upon completion of the assignment, they get those full points. So these are all just kind of tutorials, how to use Questia, writing and research tools. So lots of great resources for the students just to start. I'm going to close that. Again, writing activities, I can go in here. These are going to be count towards grade. It looks like that some of these may be a manually graded activity. So in that case, if you didn't want to see manually graded activities at all, you could go here. You could click on auto graded only, and it would populate only auto graded activities. So, and I'm not sure which are which exactly, but they would get rid of manually graded activities. If there were manually graded activities that you wanted to keep, you would get an alert that there's things within the progress report that there are places that you need to address as far as those. Um, So, and again, we have another activity right here before we get started into the chapters. Students will expect to see kind of a uniform look in each chapter. So if they open a chapter up, let me go to chapter 2, they're first going to see the chapter 2 ebook, where students can actually take notes and highlights within the ebook. So again, setting up MindTap gives students also the ability to just enter MindTap and not buy any loose leaf or hard copy. Um, so we have the chapter ebook here. And again, like I said, students can actually take notes and highlights within the ebook. I can add a note on the side. They're automatically saved on the page. Students can have the ebook read to them just by highlighting portions of it if they want to. We can change font sizes, we can bookmark pages, and we can print pages. Any notes or highlights that students accumulate in the ebook would be found over here on the right side of the page in the study hub, where they're organized by chapter, and students can actually create customized study guides based upon those. So the ebook is very interactive. So we have the chapter ebook first with the chapter activity that would be count towards the grade. Again, everything you see would be customizable, and I'll show you that in a second. More chapter ebook. We have the check your understanding, just a real quick practice module. A reading review, a practice test. So they're gonna see the same uniformity in each chapter. Now, if I click my edit tab on here, everything changes, and now I have the ability to hide things I don't want to use or edit. Depending on the type of assignment it is, I might click on the edit tab. I can add to the description. I can add my start and end dates here, change the location if I want to, but I can always go to edit activity options, and this is where it gives me the ability to switch it to a practice mode, etc. There's also a lot of manipulation that you can do as far as like, for instance, say you were to go in and you didn't like some of the questions that were in any of the given assignments. Those could be deleted. You can add to those, but again, I don't want to get into that much of this unless you that's something that you would need to look at. So the, you can we have the well, let me just start with by saying that all of the homework engines actually and test banks actually live within this. So for instance, if you wanted to give a chapter 1, 2, and 3 test, you could slot it right in here, and those would be based upon the homework and test banks. Um, Again, something we could show you at a later time. If I wanted to, for instance, hide things again, I hide it here, it gets rid of it altogether. I can do that at any level I want to. I can also batch edit. So if I was to go into a chapter, I can click up here, it's going to pull anything below it. I can say, you know what, I want it the entire chapter 2 to open at this date because I don't want them to get into it till I'm ready. And then I want them to have it all in by this date, save. It will automatically populate those dates into all those assignments that I clicked here. So I've just now given all those assignment dates. Now if students go into that calendar view, they would see in this week here, I have everything that is due. So we compartmentalize it for them so they don't have to feel overwhelmed in working through each of these chapters. So that is kind of, again, and then everything can be hidden. Anything it comes off your page, comes off the student's page. Some instructors, if they're customizing, they might hide everything from a certain chapter beyond until they're finished customizing it, then unhide it for students. We do have an entire department, and I have a gal that I work with who will customize your entire course. If you already use this as a part of the course, they would help work with you to customize it. So for instance, if you went in chapter 1 and decided what you really liked and what you didn't, changed point values how you wanted them, really customize a chapter. She's a digital solution specialist. She works with all my instructors, and she would go through the other chapters and customize it based upon your instruction and your syllabus with due dates, start dates, all of that. So we don't leave everything to you, but you can have as little or as much of your own customization ability if you'd like. On the right side of the page, we have what we call MindTap apps. Students can take notes. They flow into Evernote. There is a glossary. Some of these are homework engines where you see Applia or CNow. Those are just where we would create extra assignments if you wanted to, because you do have the ability to add content in here as well. You can add YouTube videos you might use if you have Google, your own content based upon your Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. We have different scenarios you can click into. The full ebook is right here. Students have a school portfolio that they'll have access to after the class is over for free. They can manipulate the read speaker right here. And then they have flashcards. So if they click into the flashcards, We actually have a MindTap app that students can access, and the flashcards are the number one app, or the number one feature within the MindTap app that students access. So they can click into any of these here, flip cards, hide cards, they can add to cards. And students actually, when they're in the ebook, they can actually, on that right click mode where I did the highlighting, they can actually add something directly into the flashcard deck. So again, at the very minimum, this is a great tool for students. I'm going to show you really quickly now. I did click on this one here. This was the student link, which took me right to my Cengage homepage. If students already have an account, they would click create an account, or I'm sorry, if they don't, they would click that. It's just a 1-minute process of walking them through the process of creating a password. If not, I would go here. So I would, if I have an account, Cengage is used a lot at Chaffey College. So if they take the Intro to Computing, a lot across a lot of business, math, college success, etc., they have the ability to, or they would already have an account. So actually, students get 2 weeks. I'm already, let me say, I'm already enrolled in many of these classes here. This is my own account here, but I want to show you how it looks. Students will, upon entering the first time, they will be prompted with some directions on how to use Cengage Unlimited or Cengage, the Cengage website. What students are in right now is we actually have Cengage Unlimited, which is a subscription. And because, like I said, Cengage is used quite widely at Chaffey College, there are thousands of subscriptions sold every semester. So students would need the access, or I'm sorry, the course key or the URL that from different classes to include your course in their subscription. So that's another reason why it's great just to have MindTap even as an option so the students can use your course in their subscription. So any course that I've enrolled in will all populate here. And again, I have a lot of courses, but students would have one or two if they're in accounting, which is at Chaffey as well. And it shows here I'm on a trial access. So like I had said, you have 2 weeks of that free access. That would be made clear when students log in right away. I have just, I've already logged in a few times today, so it's not giving me that prompt of showing me and giving me a tour of what everything is. But within the subscription, students actually have unlimited Cengage courses plus 22,000 of our ebooks. So if you were to search if any, author, title, theme, discipline, those would all come up there. Students could load those ebooks to their bookshelf here. So any ebook that they wanted to load, we also have all kinds of study tools. If I go here to my browse catalog, students have the option of accessing book agnostic study tools, other courses, and again, all free with their subscription. We also have some partner offers. And then with any print or any course that they're enrolled in, so if they use MindTap on its own and they enroll into that, we actually offer them a free or a rental for $7.99 plus free shipping, and that's for both ways. So these are the courses I've enrolled in, for example, the MindTap courses. So it's offering me this upgradability. Now, as far as purchasing that option, what you would do is, again, they have 2 weeks of free access. So I can always now click into my course. I can go right into my MindTap course. And if I click right in, I'll show you, I'm clicking in right now. My MindTap's going to pull up with all the customizations that I did on my instructor side. So students would see that. They're going to try to give me a tour. But see, if I go here, I can, as a student, now see all those activities, click into the activities if they're open. I didn't open these yet, so they're not unlocked until tomorrow. But I can go to my Upgrade Now tab here, and this is where my purchase options become available to me. Again, if I want Cengage Unlimited, as soon as this populates here, it's going to show me. I can add it to my cart for $119.99. For some reason, there we go. It's showing me all of the courses I'm already enrolled in. I can add this to my cart, or I can, let me find my course, I can register an access code from the bookstore, or I can access this book, MindTap, the ebook on its own for $80 directly through here. I could say add this to my cart, I pay for it here, I'm completely done doing that. Another thing is if a student was to enter, say I want to buy this access and I've gotten this for $80 and then they enroll into a different class, then they realize it's using Cengage now, they'll be able to upgrade for 30 days for the difference between whatever they've paid and that $119.99. So we never want them to not be able to utilize that. So if you have any questions, let me know. The bundle that I did